First at 5, take a look at this. Investigators say an armed robbery plan involving homemade guns and explosives by 2 St. Johns County middle schoolers was foiled before it could happen. These images show just some of the items found. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. I'm G.
This one hit close to home. St. John's Sheriff's Office has reported the arrest of 2 delinquents, 2 white supremacist delinquents, and this is right down the road from me. If my son was in middle school, he would be going to this middle school. So this incel twerp syndrome leads to somewhere, and I want to get into that, right? Let's follow this story, this tragic story.
And I'm Jessica Clark. The St. Johns County Sheriff's Office announced it arrested 2 Switzerland Point Middle School students after searching their homes and finding the homemade weapons, tactical vest, and manifesto-style books. Our Zach Wilcox joins us.
13-year-olds, they call it makeshift firearms, but these are ghost guns, right? 13-year-olds with white supremacist manuals and ghost guns. But Negroes out here arguing about if we foundational or if we from Africa. Get your head out your ass and pay attention.
Live from the St. Johns County Detention Center. And Zach, one of the suspects is actually being held there.
Yeah, Jessica, that's because the sheriff said that Julian Davis, the 14-year-old suspect, is being charged as an adult at this point. It's their understanding that he was sort of the head of the operation, both with designing and creating the weapons and the planned robbery. So he's being held here behind me and is charged with 8 different counts. And while there was never a school threatened in any of this, both school district leaders here in St. Johns County and the sheriff's office are relieved they have a system in place to address things like this before anyone gets hurt.
St. John's, they did a search. Items they discovered: 3 homemade firearms, ammunitions, and makeshift handcuffs, tactical vests with white supremacist drawings. All of this stuff in the possession of a 13 and a 14-year-old. Remember, this is in St. Johns County. I live in St. Johns County. If my son was in middle school, he would be going to Swiss Point. This hits close to home. But this is not just close to my side of town. This is on everybody's side of town. This is what's going on with these incel twerps and what they be listening to, radicalizing them. Let's see what the sheriff found.
Florida.
St. Johns County Sheriff Robert Rhetoric says that tip helped the agency uncover a text thread between 14-year-old Julian Davis and a 13-year-old classmate, plotting a robbery of a person behind a St. Johns County Publix. Investigators say they searched Davis's house for evidence.
3 privately made firearms and ammunition, makeshift handcuffs, handwritten notes depicting the construction of firearms and chemical reactions and diagrams, a manifesto-style books, tactical vests with white supremacy drawings on it. This was
the Great Replacement Theory, improvised ammunition handbook. Where are they getting these ideas from? I'm telling you where they get them from. They get them from these podcasts and these live streamers. The Asmongold, the Chad Champions, the Chud the Builders, the Sam Hydes, the Jordan Petersons, the Nick Fuentes. The list could go on and on and on. Rhetorically Defective, Artie and Fizz. I could name content creators, Steven Crowders, Michael Knowles. All of these people espousing this rhetoric for what? To who? They're espousing it to the youth, right? They're pushing no more white guilt. This is a facade. This is a fabricated myth that they're pushing to kids. And look at the end cause. Look at the end game. Handmade tools, handmade weapons, white supremacist ideology. Who is that? Who is the target of that?
some of the evidence that was collected. I do want to start off with this. I just want to go through and get the names out, of course, of our two suspects, our individuals over here that have been charged by our state attorney's office. I'm going to refer to Julian Davis, who's 14 years old, as Julian, the rest of the press conference. He was arrested on, of course, on your left-hand side over there. He was arrested on April 30th of 2026 for the first charge with conspiracy to commit robbery with a firearm. And the additional charges were make or possess a destructive device, firearm ×2, and make or possess a destructive device, explosive device ×3, throw, project, or discharge a destructive device for explosive device, and then last is furnish or attempt to furnish a firearm to a minor.
Boy, ain't no fucking way, boy. Boy, ain't no 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 fucking way, boy. Ain't no way.
Radicalized, right, by the algorithm. So they made Schiff, right, had ghost guns to perform a robbery, but in the midst of them investigating this robbery, they discovered the white supremacist bulletproof vest and the white supremacist ideology known as the Great Replacement, right? These people are radicalizing the youth. What do you think they're doing all day long streaming video games, talking politics for? Who do you think they're talking to? Look at the demographics. Look at their demographics. You'll find out very clearly majority of their audience is under the age of 28. That's not by accident. That's by design. Go look at the demographics in the audience. Again, this is right in my city. This is right around the corner from me. This is going on around the corner from you too. I need you to tap in. You got to stay swift to keep from getting swift. This your boy Luck, man. I'm finna get up out of here. It's another episode, man. This is what's going on. This is incel twerk syndrome at its finest. Incel twerk syndrome at its finest. I ain't got too much to say, man. But stay vigilant, stay aware, stay down, stay swift. You cannot try to get swift. It's not gonna work. They're playing a different game right now. And people is out here arguing about ethnicity and nationality and dumb shit. I'm not gonna be involved in the nonsense, man.
Allowed us into the house of Charlie. Through that investigation and through, of course, the evidence that we collected there and notifying our brothers and sisters at the ATF, the situation just gets worse and worse about what is about to happen or what is going on actually in the residence or behind the residence of these two individuals. And I'm going to read on the search warrant, of course, that was collected on the 27th. There was things like located 3 privately made firearms and ammunition, makeshift handcuffs, handwritten notes depicting the construction of firearms and chemical reactions and diagrams, a manifesto-style books, tactical vests with white supremacy drawings on it, among other items of concern, which we'll discuss today, and you'll read for yourself, of course, in the actual documents that will be given to you at the close of this press conference.